Hello. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to write a resume. I'll use a sample to show you some qualities of a successful resume. Always remember the purpose of your resume. The purpose is to get you an interview. But there are some really obvious ways you could defeat this purpose. Do not send a generic resume. You must tailor your resume for each job you apply for. Make sure your resume specifically shows that you have the qualifications required by the job posting. Your resume cannot have any errors. In today's business climate, hiring managers are screening through many job applications and they're looking for ways to eliminate applications. Errors provide an easy excuse to throw an application in the trash. Tip number 1. Make sure the paper, printer ink, font, and content of your resume match those of your cover letter. Your cover letter and resume should be a unified entity. A resume communicates information not just with text, but with layout and formatting. So use the layout and the formatting to your advantage. Let's look at a sample resume. The resume fills up the page, yet there's not too much information crammed onto the page. Information is divided into easy-to-read chunks. Notice that there is no objective statement at the top, and there's no statement saying references available upon request at the bottom. These sections are no longer used on resumes because they don't contribute much of value, and they take up space that could be used for something more important. Use larger font for the headings. On this resume, the largest font on the page emphasizes the person's name. The name is also emphasized by centering it on the page and by using a line to separate it from the rest of the resume. Notice how the information in this section is formatted. The job title, company, and date are on the same line. The job title is left justified, the company name is bolded and centered, and the date is right justified. The same format is used for all three job entries. This format distinguishes the information and makes it easy to find. Also, the job accomplishments are indented and bullet pointed. The indentation distinguishes the three job entries from each other, and the bullet points distinguish the job accomplishments in each section from each other. Tip number 2. Put the most important and relevant information first so that if people are skimming your resume, they'll see the most important information first. For students, the most important section is usually the education section, so it is usually listed first. Within each section, use reverse chronological order. List your newest accomplishments first, then work backwards to the older ones. On this resume, education is the first section, and the most recent education is listed first. Tip number 3. When stating your accomplishments at past jobs, use action verbs of the appropriate tense and use specific details to show what you have accomplished. On this resume, each statement is structured in the same format. Each statement begins with an action verb showing what the person did, and each verb is in present tense because the person still has this job. Each statement includes specific details about what this person does at this job. Tip number 4. Now that you are in college, your high school accomplishments are less important. Use them sparingly if you use them at all. Do not list your high school diploma in your education section. The only thing this resume uses from high school is volunteer experience. My final tip is to remember to highlight your people skills as well as your technical skills. They are equally important to future employers. This resume lists people skills such as meeting with clients and coaching. You can also emphasize people skills such as communication, teamwork, and leadership. If you follow these simple tips, your resume is more likely to fulfill its purpose and to get you the interview.